jolly good.
Hardcore Henry. I'm joined here with my buddies Caleb and my buddy Ben. They went and checked out Hardcore Henry with me, and we're going to give it the good old review over. If you're a gamer and you enjoy the first-person shooter genre, I was calling this movie Video Game the Movie, or basically this is as close as we're ever going to get, I think, to a Call of Duty the video game. I'm going to go ahead and let these guys talk. I talk most in the video, so I think I'm going to give it up and let these guys have a chance to talk about the movie that is Hardcore Henry, the experience.
Yeah, it was all over the place. I mean, it was just one thing after another. It didn't stop. I mean, you felt like you were just underwater and you couldn't breathe. It's just constantly just action everywhere. So, and what about you, Ben?
Yeah, if you like the old non-stop action movies, then Hardcore Henry's for you.
Yeah.
And if you go watch this, I hope you're not squeamish of blood.
No.
And I noticed, that's what critics seem to complain about the most is when they go watch a movie that's not for them, and they're like, "Oh, this is too bloody." But if blood doesn't bother you, then who cares? The first 3-4 minutes are the slowest, and that's what I was most worried about. Was when we were going to get to the action, because the trailer makes it seem like from start to finish. But you're kind of intrigued there at the beginning as who this character is. The character does not say a word. And they explain that in the movie. He has a voice thing. He cannot talk. It's never programmed into him. So, I mean, the script for this movie had to have been 2-3 pages. Not a lot of words, but tons of action when it gets going. And it's just an excuse to move Henry along from one action scene to another.
Mm-hmm.
We do a chase on the freeway into climbing on a helicopter. He falls off the helicopter, tries to get on a horse. The horse thing doesn't work out. But you can just see it's like just moving every version of an action scene that we can do. But you and I both caught on that there are like legitimately scenes taken from Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
In this, the Gillyweed level from Call of Duty 4 and the whole kind of abandoned apartment complex type thing. That is straight from Call of Duty, and they did basically that level except amped up. And this movie is pretty much just amped up from start to finish. Still a better love story than Twilight, though.
Oh, yeah.
Any final words you guys want to say on Hardcore Henry?
Also, in the beginning, I think the beginning was probably the most graphic part of it because they just show you how many people, how they die at certain things. Just, if you could get through the beginning, you could get through the whole movie. So, yeah. And what about you?
Yeah, there was a lot of blood and a lot of violence, so it ain't a movie to go take your kiddies to. It was definitely a man's movie, and it's definitely a man's movie.
Yeah.
We can talk spoilers in this video, so it's okay. Don't feel free. Like what they're alluding to is the opening credit sequence where you see various deaths, and we're talking like we've seen in movies, graphic movies, people get stabbed in the neck before, but this shows you the knife going into the throat and out the other side in slow motion. Like it shows you in very graphic detail these deaths and people getting hit in the head with cinder blocks, people getting stabbed with broken champagne bottles. One thing I thought this movie did really good that me and you talked about was just showing kind of height. I know you have an issue with that. I've had fear of height problems in the past. So when he's climbing up the building, when he's hanging off, like he tries to slip and fall, or he accidentally slips and falls, and you feel like you're actually dangling there.
Yeah, I kind of freaked out.
Because one thing I was asking myself is, would this be the same movie if it was shot in a third-person perspective? Would this be another action movie? No, and I think first person works real well for this movie. I don't want it to become a gimmick where everything is first person from here on out, because it doesn't feel like a found footage type movie either, which I know that has gotten kind of played out as well.
Yeah.
So I think the first person really worked for this and the type of character they're building and the universe they're building. If you're looking for backstory on Henry or the villain, who actually has telekinetic powers for no explained reason, but they don't have to explain it, so they don't look for any type of backstory on these characters.
Yeah.
It's just Henry himself doesn't have any memories of who he is, where he's been, what he's done. And since it's first person, you are Henry, so you don't have any history on who you've been, who you are, and what you've done. So it does a good job of that. And I feel like that's a good way to kind of minimize any plot points or character development they have to do.
It's an action flick. Just deal with it.
Yeah. If you're going to this to watch action, he shoots lots of people. It'd be funny to see the final kill count and the list of how he does it all. We're talking like, okay, so people get shot, of course. That's in the trailer. We've got to talk about people getting stabbed, beheaded, thrown into fans, blown up with grenades, rocket launchers, thrown off buildings.
Yeah, and also broken in half.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The final fight sequence in this does, like I said, the movie doesn't let up, but then the final fight sequence happens. Where it's like Henry versus 40 versions of Henry kind of going on, and it's all done on this rooftop of this building, and they make the most of every inch of the rooftop.
Yeah.
So I guess we can go ahead and rate this movie now for what it is. Yeah. What are you gonna give it?
Well, I'm gonna give it B minus. I mean, it's good and all, but I probably won't go see it again in theater. But I'll probably buy it on DVD. So,
what are you gonna rate it, Ben?
I'll go ahead and give it an A. And it's, if you want an action movie and you want to be entertained, you like action movies, Hardcore Henry's a movie for you. You're expecting a lot of character development and plot, go see something else.
We'll go ahead and just average them out then, because I was torn between A because the movie accomplished in tenfold what it was going for, but like, of course, it's not going to win any Academy Awards, so I was going to go for B. So we'll just average it out with a B minus and an A, and I'll say B plus. So we'll get it right there, B plus, A minus range. If you're into this type of movie, I can't stress that enough. Be like, oh, well, they said it was good, so we should go watch it. If you're okay with violence and gore and blood and this type of filmmaking that it is, because if you're not used to it, like you were saying, if you're not used to the type of camera work they're using, you can kind of get disorientated real fast because it is all first person. So when someone's running, you're running. So if that might bother you, then I can see this movie can turn you off real fast. But anyway, we'll go ahead and finish it up with, we'll say a solid B plus, almost A minus rating. Well, that'll do it for this review. Thanks, Caleb. Thanks, Ben. I can't wait for the next one. I hope it's as good as Hardcore Henry. But it'll be completely different because I think that's a one-of-a-kind movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Hardcore Henry. if that is indeed going to be what the sequel is, because it's a sequel business out there. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time right here on Red Reviews.